Dear participants, by 10:05 we'll be starting our today's session. I request all other participants, if any of your colleagues or friends have registered for this session, please kindly share the Zoom link if they are not in our WhatsApp group. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
Yeah. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Professor Nisha Prasanna of Commerce from HKBK Degree College, and it's my absolute pleasure to extend a hearty welcome to each one of you present here in a one-day national level virtual webinar on girls' education strengthen our society to observe National Girl Child Day and International Education Day. I'm thrilled to witness such enthusiastic participants and highly learned audience gathered to deepen their understanding on how girls' education will be the backbone of our society. Today's session, the topic Girls' Education Strengthens Our Society aims to bring to light various aspects associated with this topic, thereby sparking thoughtful discussions about the same will be done in today's session. We are the fortunate to have with us today the distinguished speaker, Dr. P. Suja, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, A.M. Jain College, who is a noted figure in the teaching field today. Today's session will be a fruitful and enriching experience. We welcome you, ma'am. Now, I would like to welcome Shri Ibrahim, Chairman, HKBK Group of Institution. It's my privilege to welcome Shri CM Faiz Mohammed, Director, HKBK Group of Institution. It's my honor to welcome Dr. Ashok Hembi, Principal, HKBK Degree College, for this one-day national level webinar. It's my great pleasure to welcome Dr. Mohammed Kizrullah, Head Department of Commerce, HKBK Degree College. I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants from various fields. Once again, I welcome you all to this one-day national level virtual webinar on girls' education strengthen our society. As we set out on this intellectual journey, I hope that today's session will offer all attendees a plethora of insights, enable fruitful interactions, and inspire fresh perspectives as country. A brief introduction about Dr. P. Suja. Dr. P. Suja is currently working as Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, AIM Jain College. Her academic records hold MCom, MPhil, and PhD in the year 2013. Dr. Suja was awarded with NET from UGC. She has 16 plus years of teaching experience with a benchmark of 14 research publications and international and national journals. Dr. Suja was a question paper setter for UG level, external examiner for paper valuation, and has published 3 books titled Banking Theory, Law and Practices, Business Communication and Marketing. She has been honored a resource person for guest lecture, workshop, seminar, FTP, and various reputed universities. Without further ado, let us begin the session. I'm honored to invite Dr. P. Suja, Speaker of the Day, to share her valuable insights on girls' education strengthens our society. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the introduction. Very good morning to all present for the webinar. Am I audible, ma'am? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if I'm not audible, please let me know, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. At the outset, I would like to thank Chairman of HKBK, Sri CM Ibrahim, Director Sri CM Faiz, Principal Dr. Ashok MB, and webinar convener Mohammed Kizrullah, and NSS Program Officer Mana Chetan V, and webinar co-convener Professor Kavya J, and webinar faculty coordinator Professor Nisha Prasanna for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a resource person for this webinar. Thank you once again. Shall we move on to the session, ma'am? It's already 10 o'clock.
Yes,
Shall we move on to the session, ma'am? Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to the session, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, today's topic, actually, it's a very interesting topic, and I should thank the webinar convener for choosing such a wonderful topic, and it holds good for all times. It is such a wonderful topic, interesting. So let me start. So our topic for the day is gender sensitization. A girl's education strengthens our society. So actually, let's first explain the topic. Let me explain the topic. So gender sensitization. Awareness is different from sensitization. Awareness means you just get to know about something, but sensitization is translating that awareness into action is called as sensitization. So what are we going to sensitize the society? It's about the gender. It's about the gender that we are going to sensitize. And it has a greater impact on the girls' education which ultimately strengthens the society. It focuses on the equality, gender equality. That's it. And I've represented through the symbol, gender symbol, the circle. Below that, there is a plus or cross, you can say. It represents the female. The other one, the diagonal arrow, represents the male. And we are indicating through this symbol that both the genders are equal. Okay. Let's first differentiate between sex and gender. Sex is purely biological. You cannot change. By birth, what you are till the end. That you cannot do anything. But whereas gender, it can be changed. It is the society, it frames the rules like masculine and feminine roles. So being a male, you must have masculine, you must be masculine, and being a female, you must be feminine. The feminine here, I mean to say that you have to do only these things. For example, we can say that is if a male cries, no, if he has is stressed out and he wants to cry, what will the society say? Don't cry like a girl. So gender says that male shouldn't cry. It's not like that. Feelings are the same for both the gender. That's what we are trying to say. So that can be changed. That mindset can be changed. And there's so many taboos are imposed on the girls. Like, you are not supposed to go for sports. You are not supposed to play cricket. Certain sports are prohibited by the society. But education helps to break all this mindset and helps to change the behavioral pattern. And that's what. So this is the difference between sex and gender. But at times we tend to interchangeably use these two terms. But there is a real difference exists between these two. Okay. The next one. This is a real topic. So gender sensitization is, I already told you, it is just translating that awareness into action. That is, we need to modify our behavior views that the people have on the other gender. That a male should be like this, a female should that's brand like this. This is how you have to be. That mindset must be changed. How can it be changed? It can be changed through gender sensitization. Okay. So this is a gender stereotypes. Have you seen girl children playing with Barbie dolls, teddy bears? They'll not be given with automatic cars and other trains and all. They'll be given only that thing. So puzzles are common, of course, but certain things. Again, even the toys that boy child plays, even that is different. So they will not. That's girls have to play with the Barbie dolls and the kitchen sets, playthings, and not other things. So it's like the mindset is the girls have to play with this, boys have to play. So outdoor is only for boys and indoor is for girls. It's sort of a mindset that we have for decades together, and of course we are breaking it through our education. We are all getting educated, and that education ratio is increasing day by day. In fact, manifold it's increasing, and I'm very happy about it. And we have got a long way to go on. And here, gender stereotypes. Whatever I said is gender stereotype. This is what you are, and that we need to break. In the first image, we can see the male and female. They should break that stereotype. Even girls can go outdoor, and even boys can go indoor. So it is not that nothing should restrict their boundaries. Since the equality, right to equality is there, definitely they must break their stereotypes. They must break their stereotypes. It's not like male must be like this. Feelings are the same. All are humans, right? Basically, whether it is a male or a female.
Hello, ma'am.
Humans. Hello, ma'am. Any problem? Shall I continue? Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. You may continue.
I'm audible. Okay. In between, there was a disturbance.
Yes,
okay, fine. I'll just continue. Okay. The benefits of gender equality. Main gender sensitization leads to gender equality. When you sensitize people about the gender roles, definitely there arises a gender equality. So what are the benefits if you see? Economically, both the genders are able to perform well. And work-life balance, they're able to, only household chores, only ladies should do, gents shouldn't do. It's not like that. Breaking that barrier. That's what I said, gender stereotypes, breaking that. And which leads to improved work-life balance. Of course, and of course, the education, the ratio of people getting educated improves because of gender equality. And then, of course, health and well-being. Since they are very much informed about the nutrition and health benefits, they tend to maintain it. Then social development, when there is a gender equality, when there is a disparity, when there is no disparity, it leads to social development. And of course, the political participation. Earlier, we had a taboo like girls shouldn't enter into politics. A few decades back, I'm telling, not now. Of course, in fact, girls have entered all spheres. Whatever they said, it was a taboo. Girls are able to break that stereotype and able to shine in all the spheres. All the spheres. It's because of gender sensitization. And let's see the impacts or effects of gender discrimination. It is just an opposite of gender sensitization. So gender discrimination. So when you discriminate the girl, see, generally we have a notion, right? Parents, what do they say? Instead of investing on girls' education, they wanted to have that funds. They wanted that savings to be spent on the marriage. That's what in the remote areas, in the rural areas, those parents, they have towards their girl child. They think like that. So what they do is, they deny their education to the girls. They're deprived of education. So what they think, it's a waste of time spending for their money, spending for their education. Instead, I can have that money, spend it for their marriage. It was like that. So when there is gender discrimination, there is gender inequality. Even in terms of nutrition and other things also, the girl child are deprived of that. What they think, only the male child is an asset to the family, and they consider the female child as a liability. Something she once she gets married, she needs to go to the other family. She's not going to be with ours. That is a parent's notion. So what they think is, so it is a male child who has to be nurtured throughout. That leads to gender equality and domestic violence due to lack of education, because this gender inequality deprives girl child of education. So that leads to domestic violence. Domestic violence is, since they are not educated, because of lack of education, they cannot voice out. They cannot stand for themselves because they don't have the courage. Only when education gives that courage and boldness to voice out the problems. And next comes the sexual violence. We are very much aware of that Nirbhaya case which happened in Delhi. Everything. It's all because of gender discrimination. They think like girls shouldn't go out at that time. If that is going to be the case, no one can work in BPO. So many ladies are working in night shifts in BPO. So that mindset, it's this, that gender discrimination leads to sexual violence. So what the people who don't discriminate, who have that gender discrimination, think like, why girls are coming out during night? What work have they done? They got to do at night. So they are subject to sexual violence. Female foeticide. Female foeticide is when that is gender identification. The gender is identified during the pregnancy of a woman, and in that itself, when in that fetal stage itself, it's been killed. It's been aborted. And infanticide, on the other hand, when the baby comes out, it's been killed. One is within the womb, the other one is outside the womb. Because they don't want girls' population. They're against that. Those who are against this gender sensitization, they go for all these. Still it is happening. Still it is there through prevalent in the remote areas, rural areas. Still it is there. We must be happy to be in the metropolitan cities and developed areas. We must be very happy and blessed. And human trafficking, yes, is because of poverty. Parents are forced to sell their children also, girl children, and at times human trafficking is also taking place. They abduct the girl children across the borders and they indulge them in sex trades. Child marriage. forced child marriage. Because of lack of education, the child is even deprived of primary education. So when they could attain the puberty, as soon as they attain the puberty, they are forced into marriage because their parents feel that their duty is fulfilled. They completed. That is, I'm complete. I've completed my duty as a parent. They want to complete. They just want to push off their child into the marriage, and they want to be free. That's it. All these are effects of gender discrimination. Next, let's see the crime against women. Yeah. So if we see, we'll just see a comparative thing. It's been taken from April 22 to April 23. Like the cases registered. So all these molestation, rape, and dowry related suicide, cruelty, kidnapping, all these, see, it has cases registered have increased in few cases. See, in a molestation case, is that it is registered as being decreased. It is not that there is no molestation. It is not that. People have that social stigma attached to reporting the cases. Then they don't want to be cornered. They don't want to be identified by the society that they are victims. So that is the main reason for this increase in crime. Fortunately, the detection rate is comparatively higher in April 23. Okay. Okay. And it's time to speak about a special day, National Girl Child Day, January 24th. So it's been observed throughout the nation, and it was initiated by Ministry of Women and Child Development in 2008. Actually, there are three objectives of National Girl Child Day. One is to, as we have already discussed, want to just highlight what are the inequalities faced by the girls. First one, highlight the inequalities, where all inequality is present. Second one, we need to promote the rights of a girl child. The girls must know their rights. They should know they have got the right to speak, their right to education, right to represent everything. They should know that there is right. No one should say that this is not your right. They should know. First of all, only when they are aware of their right, they can fight for it when it is denied. And lastly, is to create awareness of importance of girls' education, health, and nutrition. All these are very, very important. So we need to sensitize them on all these issues. So we'll see the importance of female education. It reduces, see, once the female is educated, when you are given a good education, definitely you can voice out when there is a domestic or sexual violence. Definitely you have the courage and you have the grit to face the challenge. It is not like when the girls were not educated, when they were deprived of education in 3 or 4 decades back, ladies didn't have the guts to fight against all these violence. Now it is not the case. Girls have the guts to face the violence, in fact, punish the perpetrators. They're able to do that. It's all because of education. It provides awareness. It creates awareness among the girls, educated girls. Next, increase involvement in the political process. Now, more and more ladies or women are coming up in political arena. There is more involvement. Though earlier it was a taboo, now it's not like that. They're breaking the taboos one by one. What is a taboo? Taboo is the prohibition or a restriction imposed by the society. By the religion, you can say. Religious taboos. Taboos differ from religion to religion. It's not the same for all the religions. So breaking the taboo, yes, of course, education plays a major role. And of course, decrease malnutrition. What does it mean? When a girl is educated, she knows what is balanced diet, what is good food, what is mental well-being, what is physical well-being. So she's able to decrease that malnutrition rate, then reduce population explosion. She knows she's not that is earlier we had that notion that girls are for procreation. It is not like that. It's not like we are just breaking that mindset. Girls are not for procreation. So girls, they tend to be aware of it and they try to just limit their family members to two, one or two. Then reduce the infant mortality and maternal mortality. All these educated women is able to, since she has a knowledge gained about the nutrition, health aspects, and other things, is able to reduce that infant mortality, because she'll say no when there is child in few cases are reported, when the child marriage was fixed up, the girl had the guts to go to the police station and report that marriage has been arranged, child marriage has been arranged. She was able to avoid that. So what is the reason you think? It is the education that has made the girl to go to the police station and represent a problem and find a solution. Ultimately, the marriage was stopped. Nowadays, girls are coming up, and we got 181 helpline, all women's police station, Mahila police, so many assistance have been extended by the government as well. Then it improves the socio-economic growth. Nowadays, you see, once a girl is educated, she's able to share the financial burden. She's able to, share the financial burden of the family. So ultimately, it leads to improved standard of living, okay, and ultimately leading to savings. Of course, reduced child demand. That's what I've been repeating. Okay. This is just an extension of the advantage of female education. What has not been discussed. The women who are educated are able to contribute to the family income. Earlier, I told you, the taboo. Girl is a liability and boy is an asset. So breaking the mindset. It is only through education where education is a powerful tool where we can break all these mindset and gender stereotypes. Only education can do that. Nothing else. Nothing else. When a girl is educated, definitely she can fend for herself. Okay, she can be independent, financially independent, thereby contributing to the family income, right? Then, and the same thing, they can reduce poverty. So once they are educated, they can go for job. Naturally, they can generate income to the family, thereby reducing the poverty, at least to the next level. If they are below the poverty line, they can at least move above that, then gradually improve in their life because of education. The same thing. And even the child immunization. When the girl is educated, she gets to know what are the immunization available for a baby, and she immunizes a baby accordingly. So ignorance actually leads to child mortality. So education removes ignorance. The recent data, I just want to quote. The recent data published in Times of India. If you see the enrollment, gross enrollment ratio, especially the female student enrollment ratio, it has increased to some extent, of course. 2021, it was only, what is that? 43 or 1,113, and it is increased 1,168. Earlier it was 43 plus, and now it is, in 22, it has increased to 45 plus. This is substantiates the points that girls are getting educated and the education status of girls is improving day by day, and growth is evident in all spheres. This is again detailed statistics about female education. The female percentage, if you see, has increased. The UG, the females, girls who have completed the UG has increased to 50.8 and PG 55.4. Of course, this is not enough for a developing country like India. We need to cross at least 90% above. Then, with regard to total female enrollment, you see, it was only 3.57, but actually it is improving. It is upper trend, 21-22 at 44.3. So look at the increase, 2.57 to 4. Most of the points we have already explained, but still we'll just go through what has not been explained. Education leads to women empowerment. What do we mean by empowerment? Empowerment is right to take decisions. Right to take decisions. Earlier, few decades back, I'm telling, when education was denied for girls, they cannot decide. Being in the patriarchal society, what the male members decide, only that they have to abide to. They don't have the rights to take their own decisions. Now it's not like that. Education has empowered the girls. They can take their own decision. If they don't want the marriage to be done at the young age, they can very well. They're able to voice out. And when there is a domestic violence, they immediately go to the all women's police station. Few decades back, it was not the case. They have to endure with all the violence silently. Now it's not the case. People are becoming more and more empowered, and education is the main tool for empowerment. As such, strengthens the economy. I told you, the fight to end poverty, positive change of a future generation. So educated, just think, if a mother is educated, if a woman is educated, definitely she'll educate the children also, right? But an uneducated mother, she will not know the importance of education. But an educated mother educates not only hers, but everyone around in the family. And improved life and health, I've already told you. Education gives them knowledge to have an improved life and health. I'm pretty sure everyone will be knowing about Malala Yousafzai. Really a valiant lady, always. Actually, you all know, at the age of 15, she survived a major gunshot, you know very well. But her resilience, what is resilience? To fight back, to come back is stronger than the setback. The comeback must be very stronger. Her comeback was stronger. So what is the result of that comeback? Her resilience has transformed her from an education activist to a youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. This is not a pride. This is not a pride to us. We should pick up inspiration from such personality. That is the. And it's not only Malala. So many people are there in India itself to quote. So next we'll move on to International Education Day 2024. It is also observed on the same day. It has been started by UN General Assembly to improve the role of education for peace and development. We'll see the objectives of Universal Education Day, International Education. This is not saying like this doesn't concentrate on a particular gender. It concentrates on overall. Everyone must be given primary and secondary education, and they should be provided with technical vocational training to improve their livelihood, and that is there. Then they wanted education to bring about a very good citizenship, and scholarship facilities must be available, must be provided to the developing countries to improve their education status. Since it's international, it covers all the countries. It is not restricted to a particular country. International, because it's been started by UN General Assembly. So it is there. So whichever come, all the countries which come under UN, they definitely all these facilities are provided to them. So it provides funds, scholarship, and assistance by all means. And it's another one of the objective is universal youth and adult literacy. They wanted everyone to be literate and effective learning environment. How can they be? Here it refers to the infrastructure, basic infrastructure of the institutions. Without a proper infrastructure, teaching cannot be done, right? So that is what they focus on that. And the last one, it's not lost. In fact, this must be the first. Increase in supply of qualified teachers. Teaching is such a passionate job. It is not a simple job like any other. It is not like that. It's absolutely a passionate profession. So we need to increase the supply of qualified teachers. So these are I just want to throw light on the objectives of the national education. And of course, last but not the least, the power of education must never be underestimated. Goodness of education must never be ignored. So that is the thing. Okay. Thank you, one and all. If you have any questions regarding the presentation, so you can feel free to ask me.
Dear participants, do you have any questions? Kindly feel free. You can also add your questions in the chat box. Dear participants, once again, I'm repeating. Do you have any questions? Kindly feel free. Ma'am, I do have one question.
Yeah, please, ma'am. Please tell me, ma'am.
Actually, the problem is not just with the girls' children, it is also with the parents. How to change the mindset of the parents so that the students can make their parents understand that educating a girl equivalent to a boy is very much important, because not all parents are broad-minded.
Yes. That's what the problem is. The parents are, I'd already told you, this ratio, this education status differs from state to state. See, in metropolitan, there's not at all any issue at all. There is equality, it is there, it is prevailing. But we are talking about, I think you mean to say the rural areas and the remote areas where the education is deprived for the girl child. There, the government must take the initiative, take education to their place, encourage them, bring their children, convince their parents about the importance of education, and then encourage them to send them to school. That's why in few states they're providing midday meals just to, because since they're below poverty line, they are unable to provide food also to their children. So what they do is the government is trying to extend providing good meals, so that just for the meals at least they'll send their children. No? So they try to encourage, the government is trying to encourage such parents to send their children to school. So that's how we can do. Because since they are uneducated, they will not. It's a very tough thing to convince uneducated people actually, because they'll be very strong in what they think. It's very difficult, but it's not impossible. They can be convinced by citing out the importance of child education, in what way it is helpful throughout their life, everything. So they can very well be convinced. It's quite difficult, but not impossible. It is possible. In that way, we can change the mindset of the parent and make them send their children to school. Yeah. Ma'am, was my presentation clear, or there was a technical snag in between?
Very much clear, ma'am.
Clear now, ma'am? Okay, because
yes,
in one of the chat message I saw one of the student has sent like there was a network problem, couldn't hear your voice. I just want to confirm.
Maybe the network issue is from their end, ma'am.
Okay, fine. As such, was it clear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm expecting more questions from the audience.
Dear participants, any more questions? We are planning to wind up, so any questions that you want to arise?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the next step to improve the girls' education, ma'am?
What is it, ma'am? Please repeat, ma'am. Kindly, pardon.
What all are the next steps to improve the girls' education, ma'am?
Girls' education is, ma'am, actually, primary education is being given to the girls. Okay. What is the next step? They should be given the higher education. The problem is people stop with the high school alone or primary education alone. They don't know the importance of that. So schools should be started in the areas where there is no high schools, because in the rural areas and remote areas, I mean to say, the girls have to travel from one town to the next town, and there is lack of transportation. So by the time they reach school and they come back, it is posing a lot of risk. So the parents are hesitant to send their child to the school. So in that case, government can start at least high schools or high secondary schools within the village or within the shorter distance. They can do that, so that at least a child can have a high school education or high secondary education. This can be done. This can be done to improve the education. And once they reach their 12th standard, definitely the girl will be in a position to convince their parents to pursue with the higher education. It's only during the primary education the child cannot question their parents' right. So once they acquire the basic knowledge, basic education, they can speak for themselves. It is possible. It is possible. Is it okay, ma'am? Have I answered your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all. So we have come to the end of today's session. As we conclude this enlightening session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the speaker, Dr. P. Suja, for sharing her immense knowledge and expertise with us. Once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate all attendees for their active participation and valuable contributions in today's session. I would like to conclude our today's session with a positive quote. Education is not the filling of a pail, but lighting of a
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
It was
ma'am. Thank you,
wonderful
Ananda.
session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
session
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
posted on the
Dear participants, I have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill it up immediately. Thank you all.